Welcome to Latest Traffic. Y'all know who I am.
Yeah.
And y'all know who he is. So, somebody had asked me this like really interesting question. And they say, why is it that like African men will play around with like the African American women, but not marry them? What do you think are like the biggest culture shocks for African men coming to America and dealing with American women? And even though they're really like attracted to them, they can actually have feelings and they can fall in love with them. They just can't marry them because of that cultural difference. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's either that or sometimes your parents are like, don't bring no American to my house. I want a nice, even, they don't even want you to bring a different African country.
Yeah,
They want you to stick with your own tribe.
Actually, they want you to be, that's what I was saying. They want you to be with your own tribe, let alone country.
Why are you marrying it? You're about get. And then they'd be like, Femi, why are you marrying it? You know, but why do you think the bigger issue is from Africans and African Americans? And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist.
Number one, you said one is cultural differences.
You think that's the biggest one? Like the men and even the women are like, because I think it's different for the women. I think women sometimes are fed up with African men, even though they want to marry an African man. But they say that the African men are playing games. They don't take me serious, blah, blah, blah. So then they go and start dating outside of their region, right? And that's okay. It's okay to date outside your region, right? Wherever love is wherever love is going to find you.
Yeah.
But I want to focus more on us men. Like, we're fresh off the boat. We've been in the country for like a year.
Yeah.
And you and I just like coincidentally start dating Americans, right? And then we've been dating these Americans for like 2 or 3 years. And they don't know how to cook the food that, we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
And even when we're eating the food, like say your mom or my mom cooks, or we go out to an African restaurant and bring some food back home, they don't really want to indulge in what we're eating. So that cultural difference is a big, big thing.
There's a lot of clashing, I guess.
Yeah. And also, one of my friends at one point when he came from Nigeria over here had said that, trauma is a big thing, right? Trauma is something that some people don't really recognize until they actually either talk to a professional, or they kind of think back and think about it. So this is one of the biggest things he says. He said that when he came to America, he was already expecting the racism from, the different races. I'm not going to label any particular race, but just racism in general. What he was not expecting was for him to come here and for the African Americans to tease him.
Oh, yeah.
Your accent, the way you dress,
your name,
your accent, the fact that you can't pronounce certain things like certain people.
Yeah.
So doesn't that also kind of push Africans away from African Americans? That we can't even feel comfortable?
I mean, let's be real with you. Africans didn't really start coming into style until recently.
Let's go into, what do you mean?
So
because we were born with style. It's our style.
Well, no, I'm saying like
we didn't start shining. We didn't become a trending topic.
Yeah.
Oh, until the Wakandas came out.
We weren't really like
on the map.
On the map, yeah. Like perfect example. American girls weren't really feeling African guys.
But they always talk about the Mandingo.
But they weren't really.
Was that for the island people, the Jamaicans, and the?
I don't know. Y'all be the judge of
because
that.
Women are like, oh, he African, so I know he. You know what I'm saying? But we see that in movies.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. It's not until recently. I'm talking about like when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it was torment.
Yeah, like girls weren't really looking at Africans like that.
Especially if you had an African accent.
Man, if you had an accent,
hey,
bro.
Baby, what is your name?
Make I come. Make I toast you now. Make I toast you. You weren't feeling that shit.
You an African booty scratcher.
You know how many times I heard that shit?
How about we put an end to that? When you see an African, that African is your brother and your sister. Because we're coming to a world. America's a new world.
Yeah.
There's nothing American in Nigeria. I'll say that one more time. There's nothing American in Nigeria. We don't do anything American in Nigeria.
Oh, no.
So when we come to America, it's a new world.
Nigeria do more British things than they do American things.
So when we come to America, it's a new world. The way we have to talk is different. the way we spell is different because we model the Brits, right? When we spell color, we put the O-U-R.
Right.
Over here, they don't. So it's a whole new world, and the worst thing that you can do is make that person feel uncomfortable or unwanted.
Yeah.
And then you almost wait until this person has his paper right, because Africans are hustlers. Just like they say the Latinos are out there getting it. Bro, it might be illegal. It might be legal. Shout out to Hush Puppy. But shout out to all of the people that are out there that know that your parents came here for a reason. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah. Don't say that stupid, dog.
No. Okay, I was watching the 85 South show. Shout out to the 85 South show. They doing their thing.
Informative, yeah.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
So, Clayton English, I think that's his name. Clayton English, he was like, when he was growing up, he saw a dude bring out he went to the gas station. He saw a dude bring out a hotel key and paid for gas with the hotel.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that. He said African scammers. He said he knew that Africans were on a different level when he went to the gas station and this nigga paid with a hotel key.
Like, he was like,
don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Africans will go out there and get it.
They're going to find a way.
Now, maybe our downfall is that when we do get it, we're a little bit too loud.
Yeah.
I believe every race scams and every race gets to it. But you know, that's just who we are. Oh my God, bro.
No, Americans be flashy, but they not as flashy as Africans.
And they don't even have to be a scam money flashy. You can be a regular 9 to 5 and you flashy.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
And Wale had an incident. Another cultural clash is that Wale had an incident where Wale was at, I think, a Nigerian wedding. Maybe it was in America, maybe it was in Nigeria, but he was in a Nigerian wedding. And he was wearing those, those Giuseppe's? Those sandals that have like the gold.
Yeah.
And they mad expensive. They're probably like 25 price check on it, but I think it's like 2,500, 25. And all the Americans were going in on it. And they were talking about how hideous them shoes look. And he had to come back and respond and break it down like, you don't even know my culture. These shoes that I'm wearing right now can probably buy like 6 of your Jordans. So if you're talking about price, I'm carrying like 6 of your shoes on me.
To be honest with you, the fresh like suit type things, like how we have it like
we're modeled after Europeans, so it's a European cut.
So we've been doing that even before Americans were really even doing that,
bro. And I promise you one thing: if there was no H&M, and if people didn't really start paying attention to Zara, they would not be dressing that way. Because there are no stores you can actually go in. Suit, when you wear a suit, you almost have to go in and try it on.
Yeah.
To make sure it's that fit that you need. And all these other websites that you can buy online, it's not the same as going into a store. When H&M opened, everybody started to kind of change the way they dress. Now the same people, especially Jay-Z. Jay-Z's infamous part in the song Swagger Like Us.
Yeah. He
says, I don't wear skinny jeans because my knots don't fit. Go back and watch the last maybe 10 Jay-Z outings and tell me if he ain't wearing some slim or some skinny jeans that he got on. The same nigga that was talking bad about skinny jeans.
Because you gotta be hip with the
That's
fashion.
where the fashion is going.
Yeah.
But it also has to break down the mindset that just because you're wearing skinny jeans doesn't make you a homosexual. It doesn't make you gay.
No.
So no, that's what people was always saying back then. Like when Africans would come out and we have our tight European type, even if it's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Your t-shirt is supposed to be fitted. It's not supposed to be like a Soulja Boy baggy that comes down to your ankles.
Now I ain't gonna lie, I did go through the phase when I was doing that because I wanted to fit in.
That was the trend.
I hated sagging, but bro, just to fit in, bro,
you would walk around like this, like you was a fucking gorilla. Walking, so your pants.
Yours a gorilla, mine was a penguin.
Yours a penguin. The girl's like, something wrong with him. He got an STD or something. He walking funny.
The pants trying to keep him up.
No, they don't know that part.
because keep them pants up.
Because the niggas that sag their pants, it's like they graduated from University of Sagging.
Bruh.
Because they can sag their pants and run them for the police.
Bro, I remember when it just used to be like a little bit off your butt. Then it got to a certain way, it was all the way under your butt. Now it's all the way at your knees, bro.
And they're walking around like that. And the moment they cough, it's like, the jeans start right here. And they cough and you can
Bro, but they doing it with skinny jeans too now. We used to do it with baggy jeans.
That's why it's so easy for these police to catch them. They say, oh shit, it's the police. They do the penguin walk, they fall down. The police say, not BB-34. Don't send a SWAT team. We
No
got
back
this
up.
motherfucker.
No back up.
He got some skinny jeans on.
Yeah,
You
but
can't even fit your phone in, especially the people that got the iPhone Max. You put that in your skinny jeans, and this shit looks like an iPad.
That's why I'm not gonna lie. When I wear a suit, it's fitted.
Yeah,
my suit's fitted. So when I have my phone, I keep it in my jacket pocket. I never keep it in my pants because you're just gonna see a big ass bulge in your pants.
And everybody gonna know what it is.
Right.
It's a cell phone.
Then if that shit have bright lights, you just see you.
They see the message. They need you to come to work today. Let's change that mindset of the way that you see other people dressing. You don't have to judge them. If you don't like it, then keep it moving.
Because
same thing goes with women too, though. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, because I see a lot of guys that will wear something that I wouldn't particularly wear, but I'd be like, you know what?
If that's
it actually looks good. It's not that bad.
But I think the biggest difference is us men. We can see like another guy wearing something that we would never rock, and we'd be like, what the fuck, and just keep it moving. Women. You won't. Hold on. Let me take a picture of it. And then, I'm gonna video this shit. You see this shit?
They looking at you like, what the fuck are you looking at?
And
like, oh no, don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Your shoes are cute. Where you get them from? And they got you the whole. Y'all see this bitch? Mm-mm. You know, so it's like
that passive aggressive.
You could easily just keep it moving, but you want to involve like a community in a situation that doesn't even. You could be somebody that walks around. They look at what you got on. They say it's hideous, right? Everybody.
There's some shit that you see in the fashion world. I'd be like, not me,
bruh. It's all the fashion shows I watch now. Niggas is walking around with like a sofa, and they just walking around. Calvin Klein spring collection. Versace walking around with like the shower curtains. It's a dress that men can wear. Summer collection.
Oh Lord.
So it's those fashion shows are crazy, but fashion itself is subjective to the actual person.
That's true.
You are able to pull up. Now, some people actually have no fashion sense, but to them they think they do, right? And it's not really up to us to kind of judge people.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own.
Black people.
I think everybody has their own unique style.
Yeah, people from Africa are going to come and dress a different way. People from the island are going to come and dress.
I do notice one thing.
African American.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but when a celebrity dress kind of weird, everybody's like, "Oh shit, that shit's fly."
Except from one occasion.
When?
I remember I saw Diddy, Snoop, Cudi, and maybe 2 Chainz wearing like a skirt. This is like way back. If you Google them, you'll see them. They're all wearing like a
Really?
Yes, and they wanted to make it like a trend.
Well, I think Westbrook wore a skirt.
Yes, Westbrook also did it, and I'm like,
and did 21 Savage?
No, 21 Savage had on like a. This is when he was with Amber Rose. He had on like he had his. I'm happy 21 Savage found himself and got his ass back to Atlanta with a track.
No, Young Thug, I think he did a dress.
That was
Young
for his
Thug.
album. His
Young
album.
Thug
And
did
now,
a dress.
where's Young Thug right now? Pushing P. Pushing P. That was a good song, by the way. But no, I think that if that's their fashion, let it be their fashion.
Let it be their fashion.
But let's not push it as an agenda to kind of confuse people that don't really rock with it and don't pressure them into rocking with it, because you can look up to a celebrity, you see what they're wearing, and then you feel like, okay, let me try wearing this. But it's not really you, right?
Yeah, but I also think that people should know what fits them or not.
Especially if they walk out and they ask their friends. If you can't ask your friends,
then you probably shouldn't be doing it.
No. If your friends, and like if you ask your friends like, yeah.
No, your guys will never do that because you reflect your friend. You
Exactly.
reflect your friend.
But niggas will always, when you walk out and you try to, they will clown you. So they will
clown you. So that already tells you in your brain that, oh shit, I need to change.
Because I was in that.
Nigga, I was that person.
Let me tell you, you was actually there when this happened. You remember when I was like, really big and I had lost like mad weight?
Yeah.
And then I attempted with mass failure to rock some skinny jeans.
I do remember that day.
And you remember my cousin, when as soon as I walked out, I had on the jacket. I thought I was fresh to death. And the first thing I heard from my cousin is, what the fuck? What the fuck you have? And everybody looked at me and everybody started fucking laughing, bro. When I tell you I had my head down, went back in that room, and I tried to find the baggiest shit I could find so I could go out there, I went straight back to H&M the next day. I don't want her! They're like, was everything? Yes, everything was wrong with it. They didn't like me, these jeans. You said it's gonna make me... Because, some people can wear skinny jeans, but they still, like, really big on the top.
Yeah.
So it looks like a fucking...
So you look like Johnny Bravo or some shit?
Exactly. But there was, like, no muscle, because I lost a little bit of weight and tried to wear the skinny jeans. But let me go back to the question I was going to ask you regarding intercultural, in the same race type of relationship. Okay. Do you think that the African men should also give the African American women an opportunity to kind of have the patience so that these women can almost mold? I don't like to use the word change because we had this change conversation last time where you say if you amplify then it's, but if the woman is willing to mold herself, she's trying to get with the culture. Don't you think some of these men should have the patience?
Well, no. If she's legit trying to learn your culture and be a part of it,
then why should?
Because it can't be. Because I don't think it should be half-ass either. Like
no.
If you're going to be in the culture, 100%.
Okay, so she's going in 100%.
Give her a chance.
He tastes the right stuff. It tastes like ketchup again. Is he not being patient, or is she?
No, there's certain ways you can go about it. Like.
This is like the seventh time she missed you, and it's still.
No, I would hope like.
Maybe she doesn't know how to make a sushi go.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I would hope maybe she would feel comfortable asking me, or even going straight to my mom and saying, "Hey, can you teach me how to
make stew?"
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
I can help my husband. I can better my husband. Yeah, you're right. There are also a lot of YouTube channels, but I don't think a lot of women want to, and I think a lot of women are allergic to that word submissive. So I'm not going to use the word submissive. I'm going to say I don't think a lot of women want to conform fully into being that African, because they're going to be like, well, I'm not African. You knew who I was before you got with me. So then he's like, well, okay, I don't want to marry you then, because ultimately, this is what he really wants. He wants not just a wife that's going to put food on the table, but he wants a wife that's going to understand his culture.
Yeah.
So I think to some degree the men should be a little bit patient, especially if the woman's giving her whole. And if you can teach her,
if she's really trying, I don't think you should just be like, oh no, you keep fucking, because yes, you do want to be with her. Yes, you do have feelings for her.
You love her,
but. Also, I think, especially with Africans, they're always thinking, how are they going to assimilate with our culture? Because African culture is family. Like, the culture is mainly family.
Yeah, but there are a lot of African American women that are, they've I know some.
No, but when I'm talking about family, I'm talking about, like, they're in your business type of family. Yeah. And we're not, be like, oh, I'm tired of you. No, we accept it. It's part of our culture.
We might not like it, but we have to accept it.
Right.
What the oldest person says goes. And I don't think that's something a lot of culture is something that you almost take pride and you throw it away, right? Because even though somebody that's older than us can be completely wrong, we almost still have to abide by what they say because that's our culture.
Right.
In America, that doesn't fly. They can talk back. They can push you if they wanted to. They can fight you if they wanted to. That's not happening in Nigeria. At least, we're Nigerian. I'm pretty sure other parts of Africa is almost the same way because culture is really embedded in us.
Yeah,
in every aspect.
Because
a lot of African,
like you said, a lot of people don't like the word submissive, but that's what our moms were to our dads.
As much, and like we said, we kind of alluded to this in the last show that a woman can go to work just like a man, go pick up the kids, come home, and she's still going to cook. She's expected to cook. Even she knows she's expected to cook, no matter how tired she is. Your mom did it for your dad. She's still doing it for your dad. My mom did it for my dad. And
my dad's retired,
and she still does it for your dad.
Yeah.
So it's because it's
like and I won't lie, my dad, if he's not going to church and stuff like that, and he'll cook.
Yeah, like he'll help your mom out sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
like
a partnership.
so like
But
when
what
I was
she's
growing up,
expected to do.
he would cook and he would eat, and then when she comes home, he'd be like,
I made food.
yeah, like me and him we eat. If I like when I was a kid, me and him we eat when he cooked, and then when my mom came home, there's food already cooked, so she could just
Not that he had to wait for her, and even though he knows she
Right.
probably had a busy day. And that's a partnership, you know. That's the expectation that she could, but I can
right.
also help her.
But
out.
if both my parents are home at the
She's
same
cooking.
time,
She's the one getting
it's
in
my
the kitchen.
mom. Yeah, it's my mom.
And it's not like your dad said, "Get your ass in the kitchen."
No.
It's that she knows that I'm going to feed my husband, you know, because that's in our culture. And we said this the last time, where some women or most women still expect that men should still keep that same tradition, but women are having this I want to call it almost like a roller coaster or like an amusement park of rides, where they don't really fully understand that we can remain traditional. We can still
I don't think guys
ever change.
I don't even think guys mind being traditional.
That's what I'm saying. We can remain traditional.
Yeah.
But if we expect for you, like it's crazy
It has to
that
be a
our,
two-way street.
exactly, it's crazy that our expectations, you want our expectations not to match your expectations, and then you still want it to go your way, you know. And then if a guy's like, you know what, I'm gonna try it out, and it doesn't work out, and you know he ends up like not being happy, thinking that, you know, I should have just followed my instinct and not really got in this relationship, it's already too late, you know, because she's not going to conform. She's going to stay true to who she really is, and most of the time she gets these advice from the wrong people, you know,
Yeah.
people that want to see chaos.
But I mean, now guys are not even thinking about getting married anymore.
No, because it's a hassle.
But not only that, a lot of guys are thinking like, if she divorced me, then she got everything.
Well, yeah, if you ain't got shit, then you got to worry about that.
If you have kids, you do.
If you don't have shit, how you gonna give them kids anything? Why you think it's all these
Child
bums?
support. You
all
go
these bums out here.
child
They'll
support.
lock you up for child support.
Yeah.
He'll go to jail.
and then when he get out, he still can't pay.
And then he go right back in. That's where he gonna spend the rest of his life. And guess what? He died not paying child support. Some people are okay with that. The bums we talked about, right? The lames. No, the bums. The lames are the ones that make the money and they go in. There's just a lot of also I don't know, there's this people that are not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you meet somebody, like a lot of women always say this too. They say, all you have to do is tell me up front what your intentions were. And then
That doesn't work.
that's a trap.
No, it is a trap.
I've never met or heard of not one girl that said, he just said he wanted to fuck, and I said, okay. What?
Now there are exceptions to the rule.
Oh.
There are exceptions to there are some.
That would be like, okay.
If it's the right guy,
Uh-huh.
it's possible.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
If it's the right guy, it's possible.
I just don't see a girl, even if it's the right guy, a girl just openly saying, okay.
No,
She'll play a little bit.
There's some guys that can
She'll-
say. There's
she'll-
some guys that can say, "Hey, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, but we can hang out and chill."
No, listen to the term I said. Hey, you know, I just want to fuck you down.
That's possible too.
Oh.
Look,
Y'all comment and let us know. Females,
There are some. There are.
a guy.
I'm not saying there's a lot.
Not a
I'm not
guy-
saying there's a lot.
Not a guy that says.
I'm not saying there's a lot,
not a
but
guy
there
that
are
says-
some.
Not a guy that says.
Let him be
I wanna
fine.
hang
Just
out.
not even a whole bunch of stuff, but let him be fine.
I still think that woman's pride is like,
Bro, if
this
if
nigga
a
just
woman
come up-
thinks a dude is fine,
Yeah.
like I mean,
she
fine,
will be the one to say, I want to fuck that nigga. Not that if a
No,
nigga
if
come up,
a dude could come up and be like, if it's the right situation, a girl could be like, all right, shit.
let us know.
Maybe she might have just had a bad breakup, and she was like, you know what, I do need some new dick. It's possible, bro.
Or she might, nigga.
Now that's if he ugly.
Even if he's not a nigga, at least buy me a drink or something.
Yeah, maybe after a couple of drinks.
Exactly. I think the women just are not prone to. If a woman came up to, like, a fine dime came up to you after a breakup and she said, hey, how you doing? You were like, okay, anyway, I want to suck your dick. Exactly. Your eyes went from like this to like, oh,
Oh, really?
where? I parked over here. You don't even ask any questions.
No,
There was
bro.
a comedian that said, yo, a nigga can Like he can be getting some pussy, get shot, and keep going. Like they shoot him in the arm, like ah.
You know why?
He keep
Because he
going.
don't know the next time he gonna get some.
And plus, ain't nothing gonna come between him and that pussy. Especially when he's about to, when you about to, he's like, no, I'm gonna keep going, keep going, keep going. I just got shot. I go to the hospital later.
Men would die for pussy, bro. Men would die for it.
Yes, they definitely would.
They would die for it. Wars have been started because of it.